everyone, myself Monisha, and today in this video we are going to discuss about income tax notices under the Indian law. First of all, let's understand the meaning of income tax notice. When a taxpayer files the income tax return to the department, then after the submission of the return, the then department processes the return, and at that time department may issue various types of notices to the taxpayer, which may be sometimes in the form of intimation or maybe sometime in the form of scrutiny. Taxpayer may always get worried of income tax notice when they hear of it, but there is nothing to be worrying about it. There is always a reason for the notices. We need to understand the notice issued by the income tax department. So let's take a look on what are the types of income tax notices. The following are the types of income tax notice. First among them is notice under section 143 subsection 1, which is intimation of the return. When we file the income tax return, the same is electronically processed by the income tax department. After processing, the department sends the intimation to the assessee in 3 instances. Tax liability to be paid, refund to be determined, no refund or demand, but there is an increase or reduction in the amount of loss. Intimation from the department shall be received within 1 year from the end of the year in which the return has been filed. Second among them is notices under section 139 subsection 9, which is the section of defective income tax return. At the time of processing the return, if the department finds any defect, mistake or missing information in the return filed, then the department issues the notices under section 139(9) to rectify the error. Department cross-verify the return from the information they already have. Defective return shall be filed within 15 days. If the response is not filed within 15 days, the return shall be treated as invalid. Notices under section 142 subsection 1. Inquiry notice before assessment. When a return is filed and during the assessment period, assessing officer is of the opinion to demand for the further details and documents, then the assessing officer may do so, and it is obligatory on the part of the assessee to furnish it. Next among it is notice under section 143 subsection 2, which is a scrutiny notice. After receiving the document in pursuant to notice under section 142 subsection 1, if the assessing officer is still of the opinion that there is a need to do the scrutiny, and then the assessing officer may issue the notice under section 143 subsection 2. The assessing officer wants to satisfy that the assessees has not done any of the following faults, like understated income, claimed excessive losses, or paid lesser taxes. It is to be noted that the section under which it will be scrutinized is different from the one in which the notice has been issued. Scrutiny notice can be issued up to 6 months after the completion of relevant assessment year. No scrutiny assessment can be done of the assessee who has not furnished his return of income. In such a case, best judgment is to be done by the assessing officer and can assess the tax liability under it. When a person has not filed the return of income, section 143 subsection 2 enables the assessing officer to make inquiry and do the regular assessment. If assessees do not comply with the provisions of this section, then it may result in best judgment assessment under section 144 or penalized under section 271 subsection 1 clause B, that is 10,000 rupees for each failure, or prosecution under section 276 subsection D, which may extend to up to 1 year with or without fine. Type of scrutiny notice which can be issued includes limited scrutiny. These are the cases in which the income tax department has restricted the scope of the scrutiny to the particular area. For example, claim of foreign tax credit, sale of property. Complete scrutiny is another category. In complete scrutiny, there is a complete scrutiny of all the relevant documents. Then comes manual scrutiny. In some cases, scrutiny are done in detail as per criteria set by CBDT. Section 148 notice under income escaping assessment. Notice of income escaping assessment by the income tax department is given if the assessing officer is of the opinion that certain incomes has escaped assessed or income has been assessed at a lower rate as prescribed by the authorities, or if excessive loss of allowances has been allowed. In such a situation, assessing officer is entitled to reassess the assessment of the relevant assessment year. It is the duty of the assessment officer to rely on substantial evidence before initiating procedures. It is necessary that the assessing officer conducts his operations in good faith. Notice under Section 156. Notice of demand. When any interest, tax, penalty, fine or any other sum is to be payable in respect to any order passed, then the assessing officer shall serve upon the assessee a notice of the demand specifying the sum to be payable. Notice under section of refunds against tax remaining payable, which is section 245. When an amount is payable by the assessee and refund has to be claimed by the assessees, then such transactions are interjudged. It is a kind of an intimation to the assessee, not the notice issued. That's all for this video. For any other concerns or questions on this topic, kindly email us at info@enterslice.com or call on the numbers mentioned over the screen. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.